Hey guys, it's Bethany, and you're listening to the Digest This podcast. And in today's Bite of Knowledge, I thought it'd be kind of fun to go over some top Trader Joe's items and just talk about what I would pick, what I would definitely avoid, and some sneaky things that you may not even know may look healthy, but when you just look into the ingredient list, you would just be super surprised. Like, let's just say like chicken broth, for example. We'll get into that, but it's amazing that they're adding natural flavors and other things to chicken broth. You would just hopefully want it just be chicken broth, and it's organic and free range, right? And you're like, that doesn't make sense. So, and obviously things that I would grab from Trader Joe's because I love it and I shop there often, as many people do. And they tend to rotate items in and out, but I'm just going to be talking about the staple items that you can basically find year round. I am obviously not going to go through the entire grocery store. I'm just going to pick and choose my faves and some top offenders as well. So let's get right into it. Every single time I cook eggs in my Instagram stories, my DMs get flooded with questions about the nonstick pan I use to create such perfect eggs. I'm not gatekeeping, I promise. The pans I use are from the company Our Place. I'm sure you've heard of them, but if you haven't, they are a female-founded company that creates non-toxic cookware and bakeware, as well as cutting boards, tableware, and even an air fryer, which comes with a 1-year warranty and 100 days to try it out for yourself and return it if it's not for you. And that goes for all their cookware. Their nonstick pans are made with ceramic, but most importantly, they're made without PFAS, lead, or cadmium. They're also oven safe for up to 450 degrees for all of your favorite stove to oven recipes. So if you're like me and don't want to transfer things, if you're cooking on the top of the stove and then you want to pop it in the oven, they're totally safe to do so. And if you're making an effort to buy non-toxic food and ingredients, but still cooking and baking with toxic materials, it's time to rethink that strategy, because all of your good quality food is being prepared in a toxic pan where chemicals are being leached back into your food. I have been obsessed with Our Place, and I know you will be too. But if you're not, you can return it within 100 days. Free shipping and returns are included, so you really have nothing to lose. These make for a great Christmas gift for others and, of course, yourself. And if you want to save some money, you know I got you. Just go to FromOurPlace.com and enter my code DIGEST at checkout to receive 10% off site-wide. That's FromOurPlace.com and use code DIGEST. Let's start with what we would skip. So what I would skip from Trader Joe's, and then we'll get into what I would definitely pick up. So first of all, I would definitely skip their sourdough. Anything that's really mass-produced should not be purchased when coming to sourdough, because it takes a long time to ferment. And to speed up the process of fermentation, a lot of companies, they'll add yeast, they'll add conditioners, and they just won't fully allow the fermentation to take place, where you really do need a good, I would say 48 hours maybe for it to really have that sourdough ferment. But because people are mass producing to all the Trader Joe's, it's not economical for them. It doesn't make sense for them to slow down the production, right? So for me, that's a no. Maybe people have good outcomes with the sourdough, but I'll say my piece there. The organic free-range chicken broth that I previously mentioned, it contains canola oil, believe it or not, organic and free-range. You're like, okay, well then why add canola oil? It just doesn't make sense. Canola oil, and it contains natural flavors. So this is the chicken broth that you would pick up in the box. So definitely skip that. The spinach and kale egg bites. So Trader Joe's has almost like a copycat version of the Starbucks spinach and kale bites. And let's just take a look at the ingredients. Egg whites, first ingredient, and then cottage cheese, which contains, cream, milk, blah, blah, blah. Then they add feta cheese, they add xanthan gum, they add citric acid, they have cornstarch. So they also add a mold inhibitor, by the way. I just want to point that out. So Anything that has a mold inhibitor, you think, well, yeah, I don't want mold growing on my food. That's good that they put it in. But that means it's just prolonging the shelf life. And it doesn't make sense for big companies to have a short shelf life on their products, because that means they either have to sell it really quickly or they lose money because it goes bad and then they can't sell it. So they put these extension ingredients, life extension ingredients in products like mold inhibitors. So people pick it up and they're like, oh, I don't see mold, but who knows how long it's been sitting on the shelf. So definitely that's a no for me, the spinach and kale egg bites. The cottage cheese, again, definitely would skip that from Trader Joe's. They contain gums and other gut irritating ingredients. If you've ever turned the package of the Trader Joe's cottage cheese around and looked at the ingredients, you'll be shocked. You would think it's just, really simple, but definitely not. The organic mayonnaise, believe it or not, the first ingredient in the organic mayonnaise from Trader Joe's is soybean oil. Yes, it is organic soybean oil, but it is soybean oil nonetheless. That's like saying, well, it's organic canola oil. Well, I don't care if it's organic canola oil. It's organic. It's canola oil, right? Skip the mayonnaise there. All the plant-based yogurts. I know people, they have a hard time with dairy and they opt for plant-based yogurts. There's a lot of better options out there, not from Trader Joe's. I love Coconut Colt. I know it can be pricey at times. I also love, I believe it's Colina, and then, Coco June. We really like Coco June too. It's a little bit more cost effective. So there's some options out there. The chocolate chips from Trader Joe's, they all contain soy lecithin. That's an emulsifier. Definitely, there's tons of better options out there. I'm sure you guys are aware. The chocolate almond protein smoothie, that looks really enticing. It's in like where the fresh juices are. So it's oat-based. So first ingredient is water and oats. And then there's pea protein, fine. There's sugar. Okay, whatever. It's sugar. It's high in sugar. There's almond paste. Then they add sunflower oil and natural flavors. And then they add 2 types of gum, acacia gum and gellan gum. So those are really huge gut irritants. It has 18 grams of sugar, 17 of which are added sugars. So we've got gums, we've got natural flavors, sunflower oil, and I'm thinking, okay, it's really easy to make your own protein shake really quickly. Just get my protein and mix it with water, you guys. Shameless plug, right? Okay, so we've got the gluten-free pizza dough from Trader Joe's. That actually contains gums. A lot of gluten-free items do contain gums. Definitely steer away from that. Now, the pulled chicken salsa verde, this is in the fresh prepared section where you can get freshly made salads and burritos and things like that. They have pulled chicken salsa verde. It looks actually pretty healthy on the package, right? As they want you to look at and they want you to think, but it contains dextrose, which is just another form of sugar. It contains cornstarch. It contains xanthan gum, which we just talked about how gums could be irritating to the gut. And it has all these other additives. It has modified tapioca starch. So you're like, dang, well, I thought I was just eating chicken with some salsa. No, really look into the ingredients here. The sous vide chicken thighs and turkey breast tenderloins, both of them contain soybean oil and dextrose. Again, dextrose, another name and term for sugar. So people opting and getting chicken and turkey, they're like, yeah, I'm on a low carb or zero sugar diet. Well, you're eating sugar just from the dextrose in there. And then again, soybean oil. So make your own chicken. It's also, you think that you're saving money, but you're really not. You can really save a lot of money just by getting the fresh chicken. Now, there are some shortcuts. There is a shortcut that I really like, and I'm going to talk about them right now. So what I would grab from Trader Joe's, first of all, they do have a new item. I know I would talk about the staples, but it's September, and so they have a new item. It's the freeze-dried tart cherries. So you know how they have the freeze-dried strawberries, freeze-dried blueberries. Now they have tart cherries. So I haven't tried them, but I did look at the ingredients. It's just, cherries. So just mixing it up there. Poop can be a taboo topic, but we all do it. And the way our poop looks, smells, and the frequency we do it is key to measuring our gut health. But gut health goes way beyond just our poop. Poor gut health has even been linked to poor immunity, depression, anxiety, brain fog, low energy, skin issues, including acne, and studies are now coming out that our gut microbiome is linked to obesity and type 2 diabetes. And I know we are all wanting better health, gut health in particular, and are looking for ways to support it. I highly recommend Seed's DS-01 Symbiotic Capsule, which is something I started taking over 2 years ago. It's a pre and probiotic capsule all in one, and it contains a capsule within a capsule designed to be released at the proper time in your digestive tract with studies to support its effectiveness. You may notice clearer skin, a better regularity, and an ease of bloating in as little as 24 hours. Obviously, each person reacts different, but even if you notice a change in a week, I think that's a huge improvement overall. So when I take it, I make sure it's in the morning on an empty stomach for it to thoroughly do its job, but you can certainly take it whenever it is convenient for you, right? It's better to take it at some time of the day rather than never. So it is recommended to take 1 capsule at first, then increase to 2 capsules per day. However, for me, I have never increased the dosage and just stick to 1. So it extends the amount of dosages for me, and you save money that way too. But you do what works best for you. So if you are one of the millions that have been on the fence about Seed and have been curious to try it, now is the time, because my listeners get 25% off their first month, and you can cancel any time, even right after your first order. Just go to seed.com/digest and use code 25digest to get 25% off your first month. That's 25% off your first month of Seed's DS-01 Daily Symbiotic. Go to seed.com/digest and use code 25digest. Now, obviously, the fresh fruit, fresh produce, that's always a go-to, but they do use a lot of plastic. Here's a fun fact though, the green bags that they have to bag like the loose produce, they're actually biodegradable. I never knew this until I looked into it more, because you'll notice like the texture is a little different. So those bags are actually biodegradable. So hand clap for Trader Joe's for making those biodegradable. Now they have organic free range whole chicken. And I bought one yesterday. It was like $15. It's organic, it's free range, and it was $15. Like if you look online at some places, it's like $27, almost double the price for the same poundage, the same size. So I do think Trader Joe's has a good deal on those. Also, they have grass-fed top sirloin. The grass-fed top sirloin, this is the trick that I was talking about. So this is located in the freshly prepared like salads and wraps and things like that. It's in a box. They sell it by the pound. So every price is different, but it's grass-fed and it's pre-cooked, pre-sliced. So I like buying these for just days that I am like super busy or super tired or whatever the case may be. And the ingredients, literally just the grass-fed top sirloin, and I think it's like salt and pepper. Like that's it. So I'm all for that. They have great chicken sausages, by the way, like where the hot dogs are, and sausages that are pork free, because I don't eat pork. That's another topic for another time. I can think it causes a lot of gut issues. Anyways, so yeah, pork free sausages. They have some organic versions depending on where you are, like what region. I know certain regions in the United States carry slightly different things. Even the non-organic chicken sausages, I would say I've had them. I love them. Clean ingredients. Some of them contain like a tad of sugar. They add maybe like 1 gram of sugar per sausage. But all in all, I think they're pretty clean. Canned wild pink salmon, that's always a go-to for us. I think they have a great price, and it's just wild pink salmon and sea salt. Like that's it. So I'm all for it. And I actually like it. I know some people are turned off by canned salmon or canned tuna, but I love it. Maybe it's because I grew up on like canned tuna, but anyways, that's a go-to. Spindrift. So Trader Joe's carries Spindrift. They don't carry all the flavors, but I really like the grapefruit, and they do carry that, at least at my location. And so they have a pretty good price on Spindrift. I do want to make this like disclaimer that some Spindrifts do have citric acid, so just look for that. but a lot of their flavors do not. It's something that I always have to kind of like tell my followers is that, hey, like I like this product, but not all of the products have the same ingredients. So like Spindrift, for example, I'm like, I love Spindrift, but some of them have citric acid, but some of them don't. So then you just got to check. All right. They do have some whole milk that's grass-fed. They also have grass-fed whole milk yogurt. They have goat milk, which is great. They have goat milk yogurt, you guys. They're pre-sliced goat cheese even. So in the cheese section, they have some pre-sliced goat cheese, which is just really easy for sandwiches or like quesadilla or grilled cheese. I'm always picking up some organic frozen fruit. They have, I think, really good prices on the frozen fruit. Their canned beans actually are pretty good. Even the organic, I was looking at the store the other day and it's like $2.50 for organic canned beans. And at Trader Joe's, it's like $1.19 for organic canned beans. And actually, they have better ingredients because they don't have any emulsifiers, no citric acid. A lot of canned beans do have additives, but the ones at Trader Joe's, for the most part, do not, which is really cool. And they're pretty low in sodium. Also, speaking of canned, their canned coconut milk contains no gums. This is like very rare because most grocery stores, most brands, they add gums to their canned coconut milk and coconut cream. But Trader Joe's, I hope they don't change this because they don't add gums to theirs. So that's a win for me. And I believe it's also organic. Another hack that I like, again, for those busy nights where you're just looking for something to throw in a pot, they're pre-cooked chicken meatballs. Now, it's not organic chicken, but the ingredients are really clean. And it's just chicken. I'm going to read the ingredients verbatim here. So chicken, sea salt, oregano, basil, vinegar powder, granulated garlic, granulated onion, rosemary extract, black pepper, parsley flakes. That's it. So it's in like the freshly prepared, like pre-cooked aisle or shelves. They're chicken meatballs. They also have organic turkey breast slices. Like this is a go-to. This is where like the lunch meat is and the cheeses. The ingredients is just organic turkey breast, water, and sea salt. So that's a win for me as well. Now, their kettle-cooked chicken soup. This was actually a surprise to me because I was looking at their soups and I was like, yeah, it's like going to contain at least like gums or natural flavors because most of them do. But to my surprise, their kettle-cooked chicken soup, it does not. The ingredients is basically just a lot of spices. It's just chicken stock, which is water, chicken, onion, celery, carrots, sea salt, garlic, parsley, white pepper, dried thyme, bay leaves. They've got obviously chicken meat, onions, carrots, celery, sea salt. They had some chicken fat, dried thyme, bay leaves, and black pepper. Like I was surprised. So, maybe on a sick day, that's a great option there. They also have organic, uncured, grass-fed beef hot dogs. So again, check your location, check your region, because I know every store is different. But the organic, uncured, grass-fed beef hot dogs, they are pork-free and it's obviously grass-fed, organic beef. And then it looks like when you turn around, it looks like a long list of ingredients, but it's just all spices. So I had to look at every single ingredient. I'm like, okay, these are literally just spices that they add to flavor. Otherwise, it's just beef. So I'm all for that. So those are just a few things to pick up and watch out for when you are at Trader Joe's that hopefully can make your life a little easier. And you can maybe, if you're eating some of the things I would avoid, take those out of your diet and see if your digestion improves. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little bite of knowledge, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for listening to this episode of Digest This. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review in your podcast app to let us know. If you're ever wondering how you can support me and this podcast, sharing it with your friends and family is the best way. This is a Resonant Media production produced by Drake Peterson and edited by Mike Fry. To email the show, message us at digestthispod@gmail.com. See you next time. The content of this show is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for individual medical and mental health advice and does not constitute a provider-patient relationship. As always, talk to your doctor or health team first.